Pwn2Own is an annual computer hacking contest that takes place in Vancouver, Canada. At this event, security researchers from around the world try to find vulnerabilities in popular software and operating systems. In this year's Pwn2Own contest, Tesla was one of the targets. A team of researchers from the security company, fluoroacetate, successfully hacked into Tesla's Model 3 electric car. They were able to take control of the car's infotainment system by exploiting a vulnerability in the system's Chromium web browser. The team won a $35,000 prize for their successful hack. Another team of researchers, from the security company, Amat Kama and Richard Ju, also attempted to hack into Tesla's Model 3 car. They were able to find a vulnerability in the car's Bluetooth system, but they were not able to exploit it successfully. However, they did receive a consolation prize of $3,750 for their efforts. Tesla has a bug bounty program that rewards security researchers for finding and reporting vulnerabilities in their software. The company has stated that they will be fixing the vulnerabilities that were exploited in the Pwn2Own contest. This hack is significant because it demonstrates the importance of cybersecurity in the growing field of autonomous vehicles. As more and more cars become connected to the internet and rely on software to function, it is crucial that companies like Tesla take the necessary steps to ensure the safety and security of their customers. One type of vulnerability that was exploited in the Tesla vehicles was a JIT, just-in-time, bug in the browser renderer process. The researchers were able to execute arbitrary code on the vehicle by exploiting this vulnerability. Another type of vulnerability was a sandbox escape in the renderer process, which allowed the researchers to gain access to the underlying operating system. Additionally, a race condition in the userland filesystem code was also exploited by the researchers. This vulnerability allowed them to write arbitrary files to the vehicle's file system, potentially compromising its security. Overall, these vulnerabilities highlight the importance of continued security testing and updates for connected vehicles, as they are increasingly becoming targets for malicious actors. How do the contestants were able to find these vulnerabilities and demonstrate their exploits, such as by using fuzzing techniques or by reverse engineering the firmware? The contestants at the Pwn2Own hacking competition used various techniques to identify and exploit vulnerabilities in the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. One technique used was fuzzing, which involves sending random or malformed inputs to the system to identify weaknesses. By doing this, the contestants were able to identify a just-in-time JIT bug in the browser renderer process that allowed them to execute arbitrary code on the infotainment system. Another technique used was reverse engineering the firmware to find vulnerabilities. The contestants discovered a sandbox escape in the renderer process by reverse engineering the firmware and exploiting a flaw in the renderer process that allowed them to escape the sandbox and run their code with elevated privileges. Overall, the contestants were able to find these vulnerabilities through a combination of techniques such as fuzzing and reverse engineering. They then used these vulnerabilities to demonstrate their exploits by executing arbitrary code and gaining elevated privileges on the system. Implication of these hacks for Tesla. The hacks on Tesla Model 3 and Model Y vehicles during the Pwn2Own exploit contest raise concerns about the cybersecurity of modern cars. The vulnerabilities exploited during the contest could have allowed an attacker to gain control of the vehicle's software and perform unauthorized actions, such as opening doors, turning on the lights, or even manipulating the brakes and steering. These types of attacks pose serious risks to driver safety, and they highlight the need for stronger security measures to protect against cyber attacks. As cars become increasingly connected and reliant on software, they are also becoming more vulnerable to attacks. Hackers can potentially exploit vulnerabilities in a car's software or hardware to take control of the vehicle or access sensitive data, such as GPS locations or personal information stored in the infotainment system. For Tesla specifically, the hacks at Pwn2Own demonstrate the need for ongoing investment in cybersecurity to ensure the safety and security of their vehicles. Tesla has a history of responding quickly to security vulnerabilities, and they have a bug bounty program that rewards researchers for finding and reporting vulnerabilities. However, the Pwn2Own contest shows that more work needs to be done to stay ahead of sophisticated cyber threats. For the wider automotive industry, the Pwn2Own contest serves as a wake-up call to prioritize cybersecurity in car design and manufacturing. As more cars become connected and autonomous, the risks posed by cyber attacks increase, and companies must take proactive measures to ensure the safety and security of their products. This includes implementing stronger security measures in the design phase, ongoing monitoring of vulnerabilities, and regular software updates to address any new threats. Response from Tesla and the organizers of Pwn2Own. After the successful hacks of their Model 3 and Model Y vehicles at the Pwn2Own contest, Tesla quickly responded by issuing software updates to patch the vulnerabilities that were exploited. In addition, the company also offered a bug bounty program, which rewards researchers who find and report security vulnerabilities in Tesla's products. The organizers of Pwn2Own also responded by congratulating the contestants and highlighting the importance of the competition in promoting better security practices in the automotive industry. They stated that the goal of Pwn2Own is to identify and address vulnerabilities before they can be exploited by malicious actors, and they applauded the participants for their efforts in helping to improve the security of Tesla's vehicles. The response from Tesla and the Pwn2Own organizers highlights the importance of proactive security measures in the automotive industry. With the increasing reliance on technology in modern vehicles, the potential risks of cyber attacks cannot be ignored, and it is essential for car manufacturers to take strong steps to protect against these threats. The bug bounty program and software updates offered by Tesla demonstrate a commitment to addressing these concerns and improving the safety and security of their products. Ethical hacking and bug bounty programs. In recent years, ethical hacking and bug bounty programs have become increasingly popular as a means of identifying and addressing security vulnerabilities in software and hardware systems. These programs involve inviting external security researchers, known as ethical hackers or white hat hackers, to test a company's systems for weaknesses and report any vulnerabilities they find. Bug bounty programs typically offer financial rewards to researchers who discover and report security issues, and may also provide recognition or other incentives. This approach can be highly effective, as it incentivizes ethical hackers to find vulnerabilities and report them directly to the company, rather than selling the information on the black market or using it maliciously. These programs have become particularly important in industries such as automotive, where the increasing use of connected technologies and software systems has created new avenues for cyber attacks. By engaging with ethical hackers and bug bounty programs, companies can proactively identify and address vulnerabilities before they can be exploited by malicious actors. In addition to improving security, ethical hacking and bug bounty programs can also help to build trust with customers and demonstrate a commitment to transparency and accountability. However, it is important to note that these programs are not a substitute for strong security measures and practices, and should be part of a broader approach to cybersecurity risk management. To sum this up, the results of the annual Pwn2Own hacking competition, in which security researchers attempt to exploit vulnerabilities in various software and hardware systems. This year, the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y were among the targets, and were successfully hacked by multiple contestants. The vulnerabilities exploited included bugs in the browser renderer process and userland filesystem code.